Hiya guys. I thought to do a little workout with you guys today. So we'll begin by doing a simple warm-up. This workout can be done by pregnant ladies and postnatal ladies that have diastasis or pelvic floor issues. But it can also be for anybody that wants to basically train with me. So we're going to begin by just doing a very simple mobility warm-up. So if you can place your feet next to each other, parallel, shoulder width apart, hip width apart. And I want you to figure out where the weight distribution is on your feet. So if you can see my feet vaguely there. Notice whether you are at the front of your feet, whether you're on the heels of your feet, whether you're standing 1 foot more than the other or on the edges of your feet, and try and place your feet level. So if you consider that you have a root growing from the center of your foot, so your toes, the balls of your feet, as well as your heel all have the weight distributed evenly on both your feet. Okay, so that's kind of to center us and to make sure that we are in the right alignment. Then I want you to take a couple of breaths just to land in the room. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then I want you to inhale as you bring the arms up. And exhale as you bring the arms straight in front of you. And inhale. And exhale. Now remember, as you bring the arms up, the shoulders don't come up with it, okay? The shoulders stay in their pockets. When I say that, I mean envision your shoulder blades have pockets in your trousers. So rather than moving them up, they are gliding down and they sit in your back pockets. So last one like this. And down. Now I want you to do it the other way around. So you're going to come up and reach. When you're reaching, think that you are really pushing down through water, also through heavy substance, so that you're really engaging your arms as you bring them down. Last one. Beautiful. Now look up and release all the way down. And look up, down. Last one. Then bring to neutral and rotate your head to one direction and rotate to the other direction. Notice if there is one side that has less range of movement than the other. And take note for when we're doing the stretches, whether there will be a difference towards the end. So now, I want you to roll down. If you have diastasis, I want you to really put your intention in your belly button. So as you're rolling down, I want you to think that your belly button is scooping in, and that's also bringing up your pelvic floor. And if you have prolapse or partial prolapse, the same. Please focus on basically you're scooping everything in as you are rolling down. And then as you exhale and roll back up, you're going to scoop it in again. Okay? So inhale, exhale. Relax your shoulders. Really think about bringing in that navel. If you can't touch the floor, if you find that your knees are uncomfortable, your legs are uncomfortable in this position, then bend your knees. Inhale there. And exhale as you scoop your belly button in and your pelvic floor in to help you up. So we're going to do that again. So you're going to inhale, scoop in as you exhale, all the way down, can relax there for a minute or two, well, a second or two. Release the shoulders, release the head. Inhale. Exhale, scoop in. And release out. Roll your shoulders. And then roll them the other way. Beautiful. So now we're ready. So I want you to find the center of your mat, and your feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And we're going to do squats. Now a lot of people, when they squat with their knees forwards. So they kind of do this funky move, or they kind of go like that. Okay, that's going to damage your knees. So I want you to think, because we are predominantly ladies on this channel, very likely, I want you to think that you have the poshest shoes you've ever bought in your life and you need to be outside, okay? So what do you do? What's that position to be able to do that? You're going to do that. You're going to send your bum away from your heels and literally send the weight on the heels of your feet so that you're not damaging your knees. So if I look straight down, my knees, I can see my toes perfectly well. Okay, so we're not here, we're here. And then we're going to squeeze up. So that's the position. If you have incredibly tight hip flexors, you're very likely going to be very forwards. That's okay. That's just how you are made. That's your hip flexors are tight. You're not going to be able to be in an upright position. Try, but it doesn't matter if you can't. If you're here, then just be here, okay? And we're going to squeeze up. We're going to do 8 of those. I want you to tuck your tailbone in just a little bit as you do it so that there's no tension in the lower back, okay? And I want you to think of your glutes as you squeeze up. So let's focus on your breath. So inhale, exhale down. Slowly. If you can't get as low as me, don't worry about it. Inhale there, you have the weight on the heels of your feet, and you're going to squeeze those glutes. 1, and down. 2, and down. 3. Now focus, if you are hyperextending, which a lot of us will do, tuck your tailbone in so that you have no pain in the lower back. 3. Beautiful. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. And we're going to stay down for 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. Well done. Shake it out. We're going to do that again. This time I want you to focus that you are ripping the mat with your feet. So you're pushing aside, which is going to engage a certain area of your glutes. Okay? So as you come down, the weight is on the heels of your feet. And again, you are visualizing that you are ripping the mat with your feet. So inhale and exhale. Slowly, really slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it's burning. 5. Think about ripping that mat as you lift up. 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. Release it out. Okay. Now, if you have SPD, please don't open your legs this wide. Keep them a little bit closer together. If you have a prolapse and it feels bizarre, then keep them a little bit closer together. If you're able to put your intention on lifting, then you should be able to have your position with your legs open. Again, if you are used to training and you are pregnant and you wish to do a wide stance, then do the wide stance, but don't do plie. Keep your feet facing forwards. So for everybody else that does not have any issues, do a plie with your legs wide. Then I want you to think of the letter V and the letter W. This is my W, this is my V, okay? So as we come down, we're in a W, and as we come up, we're in a V. As we come down, we are not sticking our bum out, we are tucking our tailbone in, we're coming in, we're squeezing our shoulder blades, and we're coming up and reaching. When we reach, we're really reaching the fingertips to the sky. Exhale down and squeeze. Beautiful. And again, down and squeeze. The same thing, alignment happens with your knees. Make sure the weight is on the heels of your feet. And squeeze. Beautiful. Give me 2 more. Now we're going to stay here and we're going to lengthen those arms, and you're going to envision that you are opening doorknobs. So you're doing this position with your arms. And we're going to bounce just a little bit. And tuck your tailbone in just a little bit if you're hurting your lower back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And squeeze that W and lengthen to that V. Squeeze and lengthen. 5, 4, beautiful. 3, 2, 1. Lengthen. Open that doorknob. Tuck your tailbone in if it's hurting your lower back. If you want to bounce, that helps keep your mind off things. If not, then just sit still. 5, 4, try and go a little bit lower. You're going to want to stand up. 3, 2, come on, we can do this. 1, and squeeze, and up we come. 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Let it all go. Nice one, guys. Okay. Now we're going to hit the mat. I'm going to bring you with me. I hope you can see me. Okay. Let's move this back a little bit. So, we're going to go on all fours. And again, if you are pregnant, if you are postnatal, this is all okay for you to do. I want your hands to be in line with your shoulders to come down away from your neck, away from your earlobes. And I want you to hyperextend down with your spine. Then I want you to leave your rib cage in that position. So it's as if you're flashing the mat with your boobs. And then you're going to tuck your tailbone in. So I'm not moving my spine, my thoracic, my rib cage, okay? My rib cage is down and I'm tucking my lower back so that I become a flat back. Then I'm going to have my head, the back of my head is facing the ceiling. So please don't have your head hanging. The back of your head is engaged. So you're a lovely little square. Then, if your wrists are hurting, have your hands a little bit further forwards so that the angle is not so bad. But if you have an okay wrist, then
have your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Make sure that your elbows are facing in, okay? So they have little eyes inside that want to look at each other. Then we're going to inhale and you're going to lift one arm and release it down. Now I want you to notice when you lift that arm whether your whole body weight goes to one side or not. If you are postnatal, your core stability will be fairly shot. So therefore, it's likely that you will be moving all your weight to one side. Try very hard to keep the weight in between the triangle that is left. So you're going to lift and release. Give me 2 more. You should feel this in your abdominals as you are lifting. Then swap hands. Notice, is one side stronger than the other? Are you putting a lot of tension in your shoulders? And release. Now I want you to do the leg. So we're not going to shift position. We're going to lengthen without lifting. You're going to really connect with the inside of your abdominals and you're going to bring it back. We're just going to lengthen. We're not going to lift. The toes keep on the floor. And release. So if I show you a little bit better from that angle, my foot stays on the floor and I just bring it back. Okay? So this is the beginning. We're just getting to know our bodies because when we do this, a lot of us tend to do this, or we sink the hip, or we hike the hip. Okay, so we want to make sure that we are engaging all the correct muscles. So inhale, exhale, lengthen, and bring it back. Exhale, lengthen, and bring it back. Other side, and bring it back. Lengthen and bring it back. Last one and bring it back. Now we're going to lengthen and lift. Now when you're lengthening and lifting, notice again, are you shifting all the weight to one side? Are you sinking that hip? Make sure that the hip is aligned with the other hip so it's completely flat. So this is at the same angle as the ground and bring it back. Engage your glute. So when you are lengthening, you're really reaching that toe. It's not how high, it's how far we send that toe and bring it back. Exhale and bring it back. There should be no tension in the upper body and bring it back. 2 more. Feel the inside of your leg connecting and bring it back. Release to the other side. Really engage. Really make sure that you are not putting all the weight onto one side. You'll notice that when you are moving your body, if you're here, you're not going to feel it in your abdominals. If you are literally on top of your body, you will feel your abdominals engaging. Last one. Bring it back. Now we're going to join the arms and the legs together. Again, make sure that the neck is touching the ceiling, the nape of the head is touching the ceiling. Your ribs are down, you are engaging your core. Inhale, exhale, reach, and bring it back. Same arm, same leg, reach, and bring it back. Now as you're doing that, why don't you play with the weight distribution? When you're playing with the weight distribution, you will notice, oh my goodness, that is really intense on my abs, then stay there and bring it back. Bring it back. Last one. And bring it back. Other side. And notice, is one side easier than the other? This side for me is so much easier than the other side. Lengthen your neck. Bring it back. 2 more. And bring it back. Really engage your butt cheek by lengthening that leg and wanting to touch the toe to the wall and wanting to touch your fingertips to the wall. And release. Now I want you to stretch those glutes out. So we're going to get into a child pose. Lengthen the spine. Inhale there. And restack up from the base. And lift. Beautiful. Now we're going to do shoulder bridge. So if you have diastasis and you have been diagnosed with diastasis, please don't just lie back like this, because you're going to make it worse. You need to lie to the side and then roll over. I'll explain in a separate video why you shouldn't lie back like that. But basically for the moment, whether it's going to sleep, whether it's working out, lie to the side and roll over onto your back. Have your heels close to your sitting bones. Shoulders are down. I want you to think about your pelvic floor. I want you to engage it. It's not going to stay engaged all the time because it automatically releases. That's okay. I just want you to basically have the intention that you're pulling it up. So I want you to pull it up, and as you're pulling it up, you're rolling everything in and you are lifting. Send the legs away. Inhale there. Exhale, release down. Now in yoga, it's quite common that people lift and want to open up the ribs. In what we're doing today, we're not opening up the ribs. The ribs stay in line with the hips and the hips stay in line with the knees. So inhale, exhale, lift. Imagine you have lasers in your knees that you're shooting away. Inhale there, engage your butt. Exhale down. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale up. Inhale there. Exhale down. Now let's add the arms. Inhale. Exhale. As we come up, send the arms away. Inhale there. Exhale down. Now, if you're feeling that your knees are kind of gripping, then your heels are too close to your bum. Okay, so maybe you need your heels to be a little bit less close to your sitting bones. So if you're feeling it on the edges of your knees, inhale, exhale up. Inhale there. Exhale down. 2 more. Exhale down. Last one. Think of your pelvic floor. Beautiful. And release down. Great. Now, I want you to watch the video about imprint before you do this. Okay, so imprint is a safeguard for diastasis. As a rehabilitational Pilates instructor, I do ab preps and I do floor work to heal diastasis, but it always has to be done in imprint, which basically means that you are gluing the spine to the ground to safeguard this. Now, a lot of people will be shoving their hips to glue the spine. That's not how it works, because if I'm going to ask you to lift your legs up, your hips are going to move forward, and they're not going to be able to hold you. So watch the video and imprint and then do this one, okay? But in short, I want you to glue your ribs down. So you're going to inhale, exhale the ribs down as you are connecting with the pelvic floor and your abdominals come up. Your arms are on the ground. You're going to lift one leg into tabletop. You're going to lift the heel of the other. You're going to do all this in imprint. You're going to keep that imprint and you're going to release the leg down and come back up. Now if I shimmy up so you can see how far my leg goes. So we're here, you're going to connect and you're going to send the toes down and come up. Now notice that my knee stays at 90 degrees and you should be really feeling it in your lower abdominals or at least in your core because you're staying in your imprint and your knee stays at 90 degrees. So we're not toe tapping, we are moving the whole leg away and back and staying in your imprint. Connect. 2, 3. Remember to breathe, shoulders are relaxed. 2 more. And release. Bring the leg in, relax both legs, relax the imprint. Inhale, exhale, connect to your imprint, connect to your abdominals, lift the leg to 90 degrees, lift the heel up. If you're finding that having the heel up is too much, then keep the heel on the ground and just work with one leg. Exhale. Really connect to your imprint, connect to your lower abs. There should be absolutely no movement anywhere. This leg is solid and your imprint, which means your whole rib cage is glued to the floor and you're really pulling up like a little roll of receipt or a toothpaste roll. You're rolling this in with your abdominals and your pelvic floor. 2 more. And release. Bring it back in. Release both legs and release the imprint. Beautiful, guys. Now, we're going to do leg slides. Okay. So we're going to connect, imprint down. You're going to lift both heels. And you're going to slide the leg. You're going to dorsiflex, so you're going to bring the toes up. You're going to point and you're going to bring the leg back. Lengthen, dorsiflex, point your toes and bring the leg back. You're doing all this in an imprint, so there's no movement. This isn't rocking, this is solid. You're connecting down, you're lengthening, dorsiflex, plantar flex, bring it back. Lengthen, dorsiflex, plantar flex, bring it back. Last one. Dorsiflex, plantar flex, bring it back. Release. Release your imprint. We're going to do the other leg. I was wondering if I could improve the angle of this camera by doing that. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, so we're here, we're imprinting, we're really connecting. You're lengthening, dorsiflexing, plantar flexing, and bringing it back. Bring it back. Now make sure that when you are moving, this is stuck down and this is coming up. So that the imprint means that I can't put any fingers or anything underneath my spine. Dorsiflex, plantar flex, and release. Send, dorsiflex, plantar flex, and bring it back. Last one. Dorsiflex, plantar flex, and bring it back. And release. Give yourself a good stretch. And release. Now, if you have diastasis, roll to the side to come back up. Now, a very simple exercise that I give in class is ab contractions and pelvic floor. So I want you to, if you are able to sit on your knees, please do. If not, you can do it on a chair. I want you to think of your rectus abdominis, which are the muscles that go straight down. And I want you to think of the transversus, which are the muscles that go round your tummy, okay? And I want you to think that you have a corset that you're contracting in and then releasing. So I give a lot of visualizations because I find that it helps people connect to their muscles and what they should be feeling. So place one hand in the lower abs, place one hand in the upper abs. Now, that shows you a kind of rectangle. That rectangle is like a lift. And instead of going up, it goes through you. So I want you to think that that lift wants to go all the way to the spine. So you're going to inhale, relax the shoulders. As you exhale, you're pulling up and in. So you're going to go. Inhale as you hold. And release. Beautiful. Now add your pelvic floor. Think of a wave that comes in from the back. So you've got the back passage, you've got the perineum, you've got the vagina, and then you have your tummy muscles. So it kind of swoops in a wave. So I want you to inhale, think of the back passage, think of the perineum, think of the vagina, think of your tummy muscles, and scoop. Inhale, hold, and release. Inhale, exhale, connect, pull in with a wave, perineum, vagina, tummy, hold. Inhale, hold, and release. And release. Now, a lot of you will be doing this, which comes naturally. You're going to want to connect and then you're going to curve, okay? This isn't about curving. This isn't about using your shoulders. This is about staying in the nice alignment. So your spine is level, your hips are level. So if you envision your pubic bone and your hips are a little triangle and it's flat, and your tummy muscles are connecting not only from the upper part, but also from the lower. So if you've had a C-section, if you have diastasis, if you are recently post-birth, you're gonna find this section pulling in really difficult. It's okay, the more you do, the more intention you have, the more it will work. If you're doing it with a lot of intention, you will find that you will have equivalent to period cramps. That's really normal because basically what you're doing is you are connecting not only with these muscles, but with the internal muscles, the muscles that are connected to your womb and the muscles that are connected to all of the organs inside. So you are asking them to pull up. So if you are feeling that uncomfortable, in a way that's good news, but in a way that you might be using too much intention, okay? So shoulders are in their pockets, inhale, exhale. Inhale, hold. Exhale, try and pull in a bit more. Inhale, hold. So when you're breathing from the rib cage, you're breathing from up here. And then release. Beautiful. Now try and do that every day. Maybe get 10 in. You can do it while the kettle's boiling. You can do it while you are in the shower. You can do it while you are brushing your teeth. So if you start doing those ab contractions and you start pulling everything in and thinking of your pelvic floor, it will start basically putting things back to where they should be. And it will start engaging the muscles that have been atrophied. Basically, they've been stuck in that position for quite a long time. So we need to engage and bring some oxygen and some movement into it. So hopefully you've enjoyed today's class. Let me know if you want more. I'm going to be posting some more during the next few days. And I will be also making a little bit more challenging for those ladies that want to be feeling the burn, okay? This is a very basic pre and postnatal class for today. All right, see you soon.